Welcome to the Tritons homepage. So, this is my class homepage. It's created on Blackboard course sites, and I went ahead and created this Blackboard course site for my students, my fifth graders, because I found that it was really cool that I could see everything that they were doing and grade it promptly. So what I've created thus far is very small. I have a cute banner here that has Percy Jackson, and that is actually the book that we read aloud in class. And it's also the movie we watch at the ending. And I have a few little projects that we build together as a class. And you can kind of see there's little backgrounds of the constellations, all tying in the Greek mythology that comes with the Percy Jackson books. And so I've built some stuff on the side, some content areas. One of them I like is my iris board, again, tying in the Greek mythology, right? And this is their discussion board. Cabins, if you've ever read Percy Jackson, their groups are actually by cabin based on the mythological god that is their leader or parent. And so I've had them in cabins, and they're actually in current groups by reading level, so they know which cabin they're actually in, and they can log in and see what different tiered work they have available to them. Right now, I have a lot of the work on ELA, and that has actually been discussed in my previous project. Now, I've planned these projects for a few years now, and I've always been having them do it on paper or on very basic boards. Now I want to give my students the opportunity to use the 21st century skills and tools that are available to them and that they'll be using beyond my classroom. So I have here a short description of the assignment and the URLs attached to where it is they're going to navigate to and use these URLs to complete their work. Now, one of them is Story Jumper, and I went ahead and introduced this to my students. And so you can kind of see that most of them have signed on and kind of taken a look around. One of my students actually saved a book and was saving some pictures and rewriting some of the pages. And so when you click on it, you can kind of go through his story. And when I was talking to him about why he chose it, he was like, oh, book number 2 is about Sea of Monsters for Percy Jackson. So I figure I'll rewrite the first story into including Sea of Monsters. So I thought that was really ingenious of him, and I really liked how he thought ahead with the story, and I really praised him for that. We haven't actually ended the book yet, or we haven't watched the movie, so we're actually building towards that. And once they end it, we'll be seeing more posts on my Blackboard. One of the other assignments is that they need to build a Google Slides or a Prezi presentation, and I had them go over Prezi. It's really new to them. A lot of the movement makes them really interested, and they think it's so cool. And Google Slides, we've actually used it a couple times. They've seen me use Prezi and Slides, and they just think I'm awesome. So that works for me. But now I'm teaching them to create their own. And as you can see here on our drive, this is our Tritons email. You can see that on their drive, they've built their own surveys, and this is for science, and they've built their own Word documents for their reports for social studies projects. And so these are ongoing tasks. These are not completed yet. And so I'm thinking that once they are complete with these items, I actually will have them go ahead and post it to our science and social studies sections. Because I really feel like, as a teacher, I'm just a guide on the side. I want to show them what it is they can do, give them their options, and very briefly explain what should be done and let them be tasked to do it. And then again, grading would be instant. Once they've turned in their items, I could fill out a rubric and send them their immediate grade listing. And so it's very fulfilling for all my students, including myself, to have all these things available to us. And I feel like it's going to be very systematic in the fact that a lot of these things I have thought out prior and I have planned as assignments, but systematic in that slowly but surely these things that are systematic will be built into a growing classroom that will be online. And again, doing a lot of it as a blended classroom where assignments at home are purely of reading, and then when they come into class, it is all work done online, easily done, and again, accessed at home if they have access, or wherever they can, accessing it with tools and devices anywhere at any time, when they feel that they are at their best to complete these items. So I really feel like this Blackboard is going to be my newest and best friend for this 5th grade year, and I hope to develop it throughout the quarters and perfect it as I go with each class. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the Triton class Blackboard.